Good evening, race fans, and welcome to a nice, wet South African Kyalami. I do believe I got that right, South Africa.
To South
Uh,
Africa.
yep, tonight we have got a 2 hour solo endurance race, and it is race three of our league, season two. So, my name is Corey, aka Cover. I'm joined with,
I'm Matt, aka Neotropolis.
and it's going to be an interesting one with 32 cars on a wet track round Kyalami here today. So.
Yeah, the weather gods have given us some intrigue, at least for practice. We'll see if it carries on into qualifying in the race, or whether it dries out, or whether we have a bit of a mixed bag, wet and dry.
Yeah, it's all down to the gaming gods, and it gave us a nice dry one in England, of all places, and gave us a wet one in a nice hot country. So we'll just have to see how it goes here today. I mean, there looks to be quite a few strong cars out there on track as we're coming to the end of the practice session, and yeah, it, if it stays wet, I think we can probably see a lot of carnage into a fair few of these corners around here.
I think there could be a lot of carnage. I mean, the thing with the wet is it does kind of level the playing field a little bit. So, like you can see, if I switch to the race stream, as you can see out in front at the minute in practice, we've got Daz Young in the Porsche, about 2 tenths ahead of Joris Jelenko in the Honda. Now in the dry, the Honda's very strong around here, so I think the wet weather kind of levels the playing field a little bit for those two.
Yeah, I mean, I've not driven the Honda, like barely any compared to a lot of these people, but I'm not much a fan of it in the wet. I did do a bit of practicing it in the wet before, and I just couldn't keep the car where I wanted to go, basically. So it'll be interesting to see how the field pans out this evening.
What uh, what weather conditions and car can you get the car to go where you want it to go?
Well, there is that, I suppose. There is that.
So it looks like we're actually dried out for qualifying now. So we're going to have some frantic setup changes going on now. Currently on board with Francesco Saggetti in the Audi here, part of the Saggetti course team.
Looks like we
Uh,
have Stan out first.
Out there
In the
in the plain silver liveried McLaren there. With, I can't see what that said on the side of it.
Don't know. They've put silver on a white car.
La
La Gazette.
Gazette,
Look at
the newspaper. If my GCSE French has taught me anything,
that. You did French in GCSE.
I did. I got a
Wow,
B as
found
well.
that must have been painful.
No, dead easy. Like everything at school, dead easy.
So while we are on the outlap here, we've got a nice little announcement. We at Big Brain Racing are partnering with a sim racing website called pitskill.io. They hold daily, hourly, and endurance events. So if that tickled your fancy and you want to go test your skills and increase your license with a new system that they've got in place, go ahead and go give it a look at least.
Yeah,
It's a fantastic
they
website.
do have a very good and very well thought out licensing and kind of ranking system. So obviously, with any licensing system, the more people that sign up and the more people that join, the better that works. But from what they've shown us and from what we've seen with it in action, it does look pretty good.
Mm, definitely. And they've got a 9 hours at this very track coming up next weekend, I do believe. So you can always go and join in the action on some South African tarmac.
So we've got Stan Subrand here coming down to Cawthorne Bend. We then head through the Giuseppe sweep, turns 3 and 4. We then have turn 5, which is called barbecue. That's the corner I'd like to be at. A
Have
little
a
bit
good
of
old
a run,
Barbie.
yeah. A little bit of a straightaway then, down to sunset, or turn 6. We then head down to turn 7, which is clubhouse. We then next go through the S's. So turns 8 and 9 are the S's. Very tricky corners because you're heading up onto another bit of a straight then. Up to Lee Cop. Turn 11 doesn't have a name. It's all really, it's 2 corners, but realistically it's all in one. We then head through Mineshaft. And then Crocodiles. And then probably the hardest corner on the track, Cheetah. And then last corner, turn 16, Ingwe. So what sort of times have we got from Subarand here? First across the line, 1:43.7. I'd expect some improvement there. Obviously knowing 17 Subarand a couple of times already, but obviously the track is gonna, after the rain we had in the previous session, the track is only gonna start getting quicker and quicker as well. So already we've got Crows out there. With a 1:42. Tomlin's also just come in with a 1:42.3 to put him provisionally on pole at the minute. We're just on board with Craig here, coming down towards Cheetah. Last corner we've got a spinner there. Rounding way for Craig here.
Yep, this is the start of his first hot lap.
Oh, is he not on a lap already? Okay, my bad.
No, I thought clipped him because he was still on an out lap.
Daz Young has just come in with a 1:41.4 to take provisional pole at the minute. So still on board with Craig here in the big brain liveried McLaren. Oh, a little bit of a crash there in the background. Was that was Daz, I think. That was Daz Young.
Yep. He did return to garage though, I do believe. Yep, he returned to garage though.
Okay. So Craig coming through the S's. Up towards Le Cop. Through the Crocodiles. Back around through Cheetah. Manages to keep it neat and tidy. One more corner to go. Rounding way. And comes across the line with a what time was that?
1:44.9.
44.9. So a lot of time to find there. We do currently have Tomlin on a quick lap. He's just dropped a little bit of time, but he's still up on his time. Joe Tomlin there in the Audi. Just come through the S's. Now going up towards Le Coupe. Or Le Cop. Something like that. Back down the hill. Actually gained a bit of time through there. He's 2/10 up at the minute.
Yeah, just gone through Cheetah, heading through Ingwe. Let's see if he can improve on that time. Does lose a bit coming around that last corner. Looks like it is lacking just a little bit, but will he get the improvement he wants? Puts him back into fourth position. We have got Loretti here on over 7 tenths up on his time.
Good improvement
Coming
there.
coming down mine shaft, heading toward the crocodiles.
Needs some
Keeping that
tidying
time
up.
gap that it does need. I know you love your Audi around here, don't you?
Yeah, it is strong around here. So's the Honda. Those are probably the two strongest cars around here at the minute. Yeah, so
So we got
Loretti
Loretti.
crosses the
Oh,
line,
oh, jump.
jumps him up to P6 there with a 142.4.
Very strong time coming out of Loretti there. We've got O'Sullivan currently 2 tenths, 1 tenth up. Will he make a position there? Does move up into 11th
To
position.
P11.
Oh, we've got Carlo in the BMW, currently 8 tenths up on his time.
No livery for Carlo today, for some reason.
I don't know. We'll have to have a look into that after the event. We've got Fabio here, currently. Ooh, lost a lot of time as there was coming around Leo Cop there.
Very difficult corner. Difficult uphill to downhill braking zone at the top there. Very
Yeah.
easy to brake a little bit too early or a little bit too late and lose a bunch of time. So coming down towards the last corner here, round Ingwe. Crosses the line and improves to P25 there at 143.8.
Oh, we've got Ryan currently 8 tenths up and just coming in to Cheetah here.
Yep, coming up to Cheetah here, very difficult corner. Oh, a
Oh,
little bit
does
of curb
bounce it off
there.
the doesn't lose any time though. If anything, he gained a little bit there.
You don't want
Puts
to
the
be
power down.
doing that too many times during the race. It's very risky. That
No.
gains a
Oh,
second,
what
goes all
a
the way up to
jump!
P3. That's a great lap there. Great improvement.
He has got a best sector one in that as well. So you know,
That
we've got time to
Honda really
improve.
working well. Still got Daz Young out in front though. 141.0 he's on at the minute.
Yep, and I've just realised I do feel sorry for him on the next event. Because he did return to garage, didn't he?
He did.
So we'll check that in post. And if it was a oh, he's done it again. No, definitely there wasn't a mechanical problem there. So if he pulls out, it's definitely a qualifying ban. But the first return to garage we will check over.
Yeah.
So currently on board with Andrea here.
Andrea Di Perna, currently down in P19. Currently 4 tenths up on his lap as we come around the last corner. Lost a little bit through the last corner. Still improves up to P13 now, 142.6 there. It's very tightly packed in the midfield here.
Yeah, we're in 1 to 2 seconds for everyone.
Well, from P5, so Joe Tomlin in P5 down to Piccioni in P18, they're all within 7 tenths of a second. So a couple of tenths here and there of improvement can really see you jump up the field here.
Yeah, definitely. Who's on a score? Oh, looks like Marco here is on a quarter of a lap, currently half a second up. Let's see how he does bring it across the line. Oh, that was a jump. This bit off my screen up to P12. What a run from him. Craig currently 1.3 seconds up. Coming around the last corner now of Ingwe. Let's see if he can keep that time. Still gaining as well. Is it going to be about 1.5 as he crosses the line? Does jump up to P24.
We'll check the first one. I did just tell Daz to return to garage, so it's not going to improve on his lap the second time.
Ooh, Federico jumping up one position into P3.
The Shazoo Racing Team there.
We've got a Corker, your point two.
Rots is up.
Craig currently 4.5 up again. We also have Ivan heading down around the last corner of Ingwe, currently 0.3.
Lost a little
See
bit through
how
the
he
last
does.
corner.
Still could give him a good position
Gains a
here,
position,
moving up
yeah,
into
P8.
8th. Oh, Craig just invalidated us, though. We're about to flick to him. I'm not going to be happy about that one, as he was half a second up as I flicked to him.
We've got Ronconi 4/10 up at the minute. P17.
Something.
Just in
Marco.
time to head round the last corner. Still hovering around that 4/10 mark. Moves him up to P11.
P11.
A 1:42.3 there. Really is tight in that midfield.
Yep, we've got Dalton Johns coming around. Keep on catching him as they're coming around the last corner. Comes across the line, moves from P27 to P23.
Yep, it's getting to that point in qualifying now where we're going to generally be catching people towards the end of their laps, I think. So it looks like Uras Jelenko has finished his session. We've also got Veragnolo finished his session, so looking good for Daz Young for the pole position at the minute. Unless Ryan O'Sullivan could pull something out of the bag in these closing moments.
I mean, he is down on his time by about nearly 2/10, but we do have Massimo. Oh, no, he invalidates. I don't know why. He was up on his time. We've jumped back on with Craig, currently 3/10 up. Who drops down to 1/10, though, as he's heading up the hill to Lee Corp. Wow, gains a massive amount of time from there.
It's one of them corners, it really is, where you can gain a lot of time and lose a lot of time, depending on the braking point you pick and the line that you pick through the corner. So, obviously, good job by Craig there. Going through the crocodiles. Heading down towards Cheetah. A little bit hesitant there, but he has gained some more time through this latter part of the lap. And he's gained another 2/10 through the last corner. This is looking like a good time for Craig here. P27, he moves up to P20. That is the end of qualifying. So, pole position, we have Daz Young. Second place, Joras Jelenko. Third place, we have Veragnolo. And we've got a wet race here, I've just noticed. Fourth place, Ryan O'Sullivan. Fifth, we have Joe Tomlin. Sixth place, we have Prozat. Seventh, we have Mantovani. Eighth, we have Di Catania. Ninth, Ivan Marandino. Ninth, we have Antonio Loretti. 11th, we have Marco Ronconi. 12th, we have Selly. 13th, we have Di Antonio. 14th, we have Palmieri. 15th, Martinez. 16th, Di Perna. 17th, Suberand. 18th, Scampini. 19th, Sagetti. 20th, Craig Townsend. 21st, Carlo D'Orazio. 22nd, we have Piccioni. 23rd, Darren Shojai. 24th, we have Pagano. 25th, we have Johns. 26th, Milashev. 27th, Brood. 28th, Galamini. 29th, Pivet. 30th, Karahashanovic. 31st, we have Gibbard. And 32nd, we have Giles Watkins. That is our grid for this race.
Someone is apparently offering us bots for our stream.
Some Autobots assemble.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to say, not interested.
Yeah, I think we're doing all right. We're doing all
I'd
right.
rather do it legit than cheat. You know.
So it looks like we've got a wet track. Temperatures are 23 degrees air, 27 degrees track. So when the rain does stop, I think this track could dry out quite quickly. And it looks like
If the rain does stop.
Well, it looks like we do have decrease in rain over the next 30 minutes. So I think we could end up with a dry track at some point in this race. But we shall see.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I think we could definitely see some spinners in the beginning of this race.
Could be a very interesting start. Obviously, those that were here for all of free practice will have had some experience in the wet on this track. Those that weren't, it's a trip into the unknown. I'd be very surprised if anyone's starting on anything other than the wet tyres here. And that crossover time, if the track does dry out, which we're expecting, will be critical. Like, too soon, you lose too much time. Too late, you also lose too much time. So it's gonna be interesting.
And obviously, with it being a 2-hour race, obviously you've got to pit at some point. So
yep, there is
I think
one
see,
mandatory pit stop. So
I think we'll see a lot of late pitters on this one, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, yeah, if the track dries out after 35, 40 minutes, it's going to be a stretch to get to the end from there. Doable, a stretch though. Well, doable in some cars, not so much in others, but we'll see. So Daz Young leads us around here on the formation lap, taking it nice and steady, not really doing too much to heat up those tyres at the minute. So he must be quite happy with where he's at with them. So Uros Jelenko's had two out of 2 race victories this season so far. Could we be in for a different race winner here tonight?
Well, all I'm going to say is I think that ticketing tool is going to hurt after today. Because a lot of people I think are going to end up putting in tickets. Speaking of which, I think we've still got a few open ones, so I don't know what comes from it.
So we're starting to form the grid up here, down at the Crocodiles. Coming around 2 by 2 now, as we head up towards Cheetah.
Coming around the last corner. Oh, someone's heading into the pit zone.
The pit lane won't be open at this point now. So we're heading down, ready for the lights to turn green.
And
we are
we
green
get.
light racing. So it looks like Daz Young leads us away there. Jelenko's got a good run on the outside. Looks like Joe Tomlin there making up a few positions on the inside there. Heads up into all the way up to P3 there. A little bit wide on the exit of turn 1 there for Daz. Manages to hold the position. He's got Uros Jelenko all over the back, all over his backside at the minute though. Yeah, cracking start from Joe Tomlin there. He's really made the most of these wet conditions in the Audi. Audi's a car that I like in the wet around here, to be honest. A little bit of a twitch there from Daz.
Right, the leaderboard's having to sort itself out again.
Get in there. So yeah, Varagnolo's there, all over the back of Joe Tomlin now. P3 and P4. Won't be too happy losing those positions at the start. His pace was similar to the two leaders, so your leaderboard's a bit messed up still.
Yeah, for some reason, last place is in first.
Yeah,
it'll sort itself out soon to get across the finish line.
Yeah. So yeah, Daz Young still leading us round here. Really could be
like we have a yellow flag for Craig Townsend towards the back of the pack there. Possibly a little spin as he was coming around the hairpin.
Easily done in these conditions, just to snatch a break somewhere. So at the end of the first lap, Daz Young still out in the lead, 0.9 seconds ahead of Jelenko, who is actually catching him down the straight, which you would expect with the Honda Power, but not quite close enough at the end of the straight to do anything about it. So Daz maintains the lead out in front there, closely followed by Jelenko. We then got a bit of a gap forming down to Joe Tomlin and Varagnolo in third and fourth. Varagnolo really putting the pressure on Tomlin here, but just doesn't seem to be able to get quite close enough. And then we've got a lot of action down in the midfield. Got Remy Crozat here, all over the back of Di Catania. Massimo Montavani in the Audi here, chasing down Martinez in the Aston Martin. Not very many overtaking opportunities through this part of the lap though, so head down through the S's, very much single file through here. And then if you can get, a little bit twitchy there, if you can get a good run out of here, good exit, you have a chance of being late on the brakes up into Le Coupe, or Le Cop. So still on board with Montavani here. These conditions do look very difficult at the minute, I must admit.
Yeah, I mean, it is really heavy rain coming down, so obviously it is going to start lightening up a little bit, but it's still going to be heavy, so could still see quite a lot of problems happening out with the guys spinning, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's one of those where, with it being a 2-hour race, you just want to keep it clean in this early part. Keep it clean, keep it on the track, and chances will come later in the race. You can't win anything in the first 5 minutes of a 2-hour race, but you can definitely lose it.
I thought that was the penultimate point of overtaking.
Everything's won in turn 1, right?
Exactly.
Hi Leah, how are you doing? So it looks like Varagnolo's dropped back a little bit from Tomlin here, and now he's got Di Catania all over the back of him. Must have made a little bit of a mistake somewhere in that McLaren. So Di Catania, I think, is the lead M4R driver here tonight at the minute.
Sorry about that. Yep, I do believe so. Jelenko coming with a yellow flag, so I think he must have just come off the track there slightly.
Yeah, could have done. He's just over a second back from Daz out front at the minute. Is that Joe Tomlin off the track there?
Yep, I do believe so. So unfortunately losing third place there, dropping down 4 positions.
Get a replay there on that if you can.
Let's have a look, see if you can catch it. We may just here.
Yep, I think we will.
And they were coming down the hill through the S's. Coming around. Oh, just loses the back end there, and oh,
And
has a
that's,
good hit into the wall.
yeah, that's some heavy contact on there. That's damage you're probably going to want to fix in the pit stop. You shouldn't lose too much with it being wet at the minute, but it might be a bit tricky to control that car. And he's pitting already, so yeah, okay, obviously a lot more damage than what we thought. So that promotes Varagnolo up into P3 and Di Catania P4. These two are still very close together here as they come down the start-finish straight. We know that BMW is strong in a straight line, but not quite close enough on this occasion to make a move into turn one.
So we've got Darren Shojai. Oh, what's happening with the camera here? There we go. So as we looks like that was coming towards Cheetah, that I believe.
Yep, this is Cheetah
Yep.
coming up now. Just ran it a little bit too wide there, and
that was also a good hit onto the wall there.
yep, everyone does well to avoid the collision there. Looks like everyone gets through there cleanly.
There he's in the pits. Well, looks like Daryl Young might have a good fighting chance for the victory of this race. Obviously, a lot of time still yet to go, so I don't want to, commentate to curse him, but
I mean, he gained 4.5 seconds or 3.5 seconds on that last lap there, so the gap out front now 4.6. Looks like Jelenko must have had a problem somewhere, but Daz Young out front just miles quicker than anyone else at the minute. His last lap time was a 1:49.9. I think the next nearest that I've seen from anyone was a 1:52.1. So really out there in a league of his own at the minute.
he's obviously a wet track driver, isn't he?
Well, the Porsche is good in the wet because it's really good. It's got a lot of downforce. It's good through the corners, and it negates the straight line speed disadvantage that it has. So obviously, still got to be a good driver to drive it. So it looks like it's evened out a little bit now. So in fact, Jelenko actually gained a little bit that last lap.
Oh, Darren again coming off the track as he's coming out the pit lane. So just fixed his car coming out the pit lane. Oh, contact there though. That might be a steward's look at that one.
Yeah, after the race.
Massimo here, currently chasing down the Aston Martin of Martinez.
Looking for the move there, but not quite close enough.
Ooh, getting right up behind him, having to brake that a little bit more, which does slide the back end. Keeping a nice 0.3 gap to him though.
I think this is about our closest battle on track at the minute.
It's currently there are a lot of big gaps forming between people as well. So
Like I say, at this point in the race, just want to keep things neat and tidy as much as you can. Looks like we've got Ronconi 0.2 of a second behind Loretti for 8th and 9th as well, just behind this battle. So yeah, it's all this is tight here. Is he close enough for not quite there, but should get a good run down into turn one here.
yeah, if
Right
he keeps
in
it
the
nice and
slipstream
close.
Moves to the inside.
Yep, does break that a little bit later to try and throw it in. Can he keep the move made though?
Looks like it's job done because it's a right-hander coming up next.
Yep.
So nice move there. Nice progress being made there by Mantovani. Next up the road from him is Marandino. But yeah, Ronconi here. He's only half a second behind Loretti as well. So we've got a couple of good 3 and 4 way battles going on at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the grid has spread out quite a bit now. I think Craig and Peaver have also decided that they're going to take the DNF on this one because they've been in the pits quite a while now. Oh, three wide, I believe that was to begin with, as coming out the corner. Looks like he does hate the move as coming through the S's. Can he keep it from Loretti though? Loretti right up behind him still.
That was through Mineshaft, and then this is the
Yeah,
Crocodiles. Now we're
yeah,
heading up
sorry.
towards Cheetah.
These camera angles.
They're not the
These
best. Some
camera
of these, are they?
They're coming around the last corner now. Who looks like Loretti is up on his inside though, looking for
Looks like
that run.
he's got a good run going here. Audi against Honda. Who can be braver on the brakes?
Oh, looks like Loretti does let Marco take it from him there though. Couple of the M4R guys battling out between themselves as well. Well, Loretti defending from his teammate behind.
You've got Loretti and Di Catania there fighting for position. Oh, we've got a spin there. Another big contact with the wall there from Martinez. No, Martinez? Yeah. No.
No,
I'm looking at
Marco. That's
Ronconi.
Marco.
Ronconi.
Yeah. Got Salvatore right up behind Loretti here.
Do you think that was an orchestrated pass there?
I mean, obviously with the
Bit of
main
teamwork.
teammates, if he is a bit faster, then it is worth letting them through rather than holding them up, let them have more of a fighting chance.
Yep.
Personally, if it was like, say, me and you, I wouldn't let you through, but that's just me. Uh,
Well, it looks
I'd
like
make you work for it.
wouldn't be that much hard work though, would it?
Oh, thanks, mate. Love the optimism there.
Maybe it wasn't orchestrated because we've got Di Catania here going back, or Loretti going back for the move on Di Catania, sorry. And up down the inside into turn one.
Looks like
Not
Loretti does
quite close
break
enough.
early again.
Yeah. I mean, you do need to brake a little earlier when you're on the inside there, but yeah, that was probably a little bit too early. But then also, you don't want to ruin your race at this point. It does look like the gap's closed up a bit out front as well. So currently between Daz Young and Joris Jelenko, we've got a 2.7 second gap. So Jelenko there eating into that advantage.
Is Darren disconnected for you? I've
No,
only got 28 drivers now. I can't see Darren in the list.
maybe then.
Heaver's gone, but Heaver was just sat in the pit. Rude, I thought he had a issue there. Currently, Christo chasing down for that 16th position off of Carlo. Not Carlo. Yeah, Carlo, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got that move made. We do also have Marandino 0.4 of a second behind Mantovani up in 5th and 6th.
No, that was a back marker, I do believe there.
Okay.
That's Carlo now in front of him. Looks like Ron Connie has gone for a very early pit. So must have had a spin somewhere and caused a little bit of damage.
Yeah, we saw him hit the wall quite hard a bit earlier on,
Yes, we
didn't we?
did. Yeah.
So that's a
Yes, we did.
shame, but still could recover something from there.
Let's jump on with Palmieri.
Half a second behind Subarand here. Just looks like Subarand runs a little bit wide there. Closes everything right up. It's difficult overtaking into what's this corner here? Sunset. It's not. Oh, it looks like the door's been opened, and Palmieri
Yeah,
just moves through it. So a bit of a mistake. 2 mistakes in a row there for Subarand, and let's Palmieri through into P11.
yeah, just nice, easy open door for Palmieri to just cruise on through there.
So we've got Marandino right on the back of Montavani now, P5 and 6.
Have a look.
As I said that, they spread out a little bit more and the gaps widened a bit, but I
Of course it
expect
does.
it could close up. It was at point 1 when I mentioned it, so there must have
Yeah.
been a little mistake somewhere.
Yeah, so let's jump back on with Subrand, who is chasing back Palmieri for that 11th position. Looks like we have a little bit of a spin there. Rue coming off. Let's see if we can catch it here. Coming up and around the hairpin. Coming. Oh, yep. Just loses it there as it started to come
Just
down mine shaft.
lights up the rear tyres there, and you're not catching that, especially not in the Porsche. Hey Craig, how you doing?
Oh, is that your race on, Craig?
Loretti and Di Catania, yeah, so 3-way fight going on here for 7th place between Martinez, Di Catania and Loretti here. So it looks like Di Catania is closed right up on the back of Martinez here. And Martinez runs wide. Keep an eye on this. This rejoin could be... Yeah, well done there. Well done keeping it out of the way there after the mistake.
Yeah, it could have been a fatal error as all 3 cars were just piling down the hill.
I've just seen it now, Craig. Yeah, I'll report it and we'll take a look afterwards. We didn't see it on stream, so report it, we'll take a look.
Oh, a lot of the gaps now really opening up from one another. I mean, that is expected in the wet. You're going to start seeing gaps forming earlier and rather than later.
Yep, we've got the 2 leaders quite evenly matched up for pace at the minute. Last time around, we had a 49.9 from Daz and a 49.7 from Euros. So the 2 of them really closely matched at the minute. The gap's still about fluctuating between 3 and 3.5 seconds out front. We then got Varagnolo kind of out on his own in 3rd place, 15 seconds back from Jelenko. He's then 5 seconds ahead of Crozat. Then we've got 4 seconds back to Mantovani, another 2 seconds back to Marandino, another 2 to Di Catania, and then we've got the battle we were looking at a little while ago, Di Catania, Loretti and Martinez, all within about a second of each other. So still got some close battles. Also looks like we've got Palmieri closing in on Johns.
Yeah, we've got Carlo and Risto currently chasing up a 3-way fight here.
Yep, Galamini, Carlo D'Orazio and Milashev here in a 3-way fight.
Yep, so we're coming up and over the hill. See how they're doing. Heading down mine shaft now. Who's going to have the nice run out of the cop there?
Looks like Milishev's got a good run. Again, it's another difficult overtaking point there. Up through Cheetah. Browning Way. And it does look like Milishev's got the run on Durazio here.
Yeah, really chasing him down that start-finish straight. Through the kink.
Moved out, had a little look, but obviously realised he wasn't close enough. Does look like he's got a bit of damage on the front of that car though, Milishev. So he's
Yeah,
either been in the wall or had some contact with someone somewhere. So maybe that's affecting his straight line speed a little bit.
it could be. It could be. I mean, obviously, with the rain, it's not going to affect you as much, but it will obviously cause your car to slow down quite a lot. Looks like we do have another three-way fight forming as well for 10th position.
Yeah, we've got Palmieri, Johns and Subaran there fighting over 10th, 11th and 12th.
Yep, so as we're coming up to Le Cop here.
So Dalton Johns here in the BMW, chasing down Palmieri. In the Aston Martin. Runs a little bit wide there, that opens the door a little bit for Subaran right behind him. Will he make a move down into the last corner?
Looks like Subaran
Johns goes defensive, but that's just going to cost him time down the straight. And Subaran moves it to the inside.
Looks like Subaran does have the run on him as they're coming around the kink, heading into the first corner of Crowthorne here.
A little bit of contact there. They're still side by side.
Inside there.
Some very on the limit racing here. Dalton Johns really trying to do everything to keep that position. Obviously struggling with the handling of his car at the minute and runs wide.
Yep, he's losing a lot of time to Palmieri in front of him as well by defending this position.
Dropped back 3.5 seconds here. Not for me, not much point defending like this at this point in the race. There's still an hour and a half to go. You're not going to keep someone behind you for an hour and a half when they're that much faster than you.
I mean, if you're ambitious, you can try.
So it looks like Subaran's going for the inside. Dalton Johns runs wide and loses position. Looks like job done for Subaran. So all of this has let Piccone catch up with this fight as well. So next car up behind Johns is Piccone. I think there's a back marker in the mix here as well.
Yeah, that green Honda was a back marker in the mix.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Looks like we do have Massimo chasing down Ivan.
These two have been having a good scrap for 5th and 6th. They've changed positions a few times. So it looks like Montavani's currently the...
what was that? Looks like Young had an issue up at the front there, which just allowed Jelenko to come flying past him. Well, coming through the S's, will he just lose it here? Yep, as he's just coming up the hill. Oh, and puts it into the wall, unfortunately.
A little bit of contact with the wall there. Shouldn't be too bad. Probably something that you'd want to get fixed in the pit stop, but shouldn't be too much damage there. But like I say, let's Jelenko through there with a healthy gap as well. 1.5 seconds between the two of them. This is going to be a case of who can make the least mistakes out of those front runners, I think. So looks like
Yeah,
we've got yellow flags aplenty from Subaran backwards, so maybe worth having a quick look at the replay if we can catch that quick.
so you said silver and backward, didn't you? So
Yep.
let's have a look, see what happens here. Oh, Subaru just loser is heading into the S's there and parks it in the middle of the track. Oh, heavy contact there.
Yeah, that's just a. I don't think that you can't. He does the right thing. He puts the brakes on. It's just unfortunate where he ends up. It causes a bit of carnage behind. I don't think there's too much more there other than that he lost control of the car.
Yeah, I mean, with it being wet, you have to really obviously look at the weather conditions to see how them incidents happen. So, I mean, I can see someone reporting that to our stewards, but I don't see how our stewards could really comment on that incident per se.
It's one of them. It's just
Well,
unfortunate. I think more than anything, you've got a car losing control, doing the right thing by holding the brakes, which it looked like he did,
yeah.
and then it's up to them, the cars behind, to try and avoid all the carnage.
Yeah, because the yellow flag will have popped. So,
Yeah,
and if you're still willing to go full speed around that corner,
it's on you.
yeah, you're the one running the risk, aren't you?
Got an overtake looking like it's going to happen in the background there. So it's Sagetti on Durazio.
Yeah, Durazio there taking heavy contact from that incident. And you can see the bonnet bouncing around there, coming through the S's. But it also does like suggest it does have a lot of damage on the front end also. So, oh no, I
Trying
think
to go
that's
around the
just
outside. Just the
just
livery,
his
I think.
livery. Isn't it? Yeah, that's just a livery.
I've fallen foul of that one before as well. Coming down through Mineshaft. And then down towards the Crocodiles. Well, we're 30 minutes in, there or thereabouts, and the rain is still holding firm at the minute. It's still saying on the forecast it's going to decrease, and there definitely is a much drier line starting to form, but it is still very wet out there. Oh,
Ooh, that was.
777 Galamini.
Well, let's see if we can catch that one. Looks like we will. While that happened, it does look
Comes through
like
Cheetah.
Sagetti and Dorio did gain positions there. Lose positions there, sorry. Oh, just a little bit of tap on the inside, and Bristow just taking a McLaren up the side there. It looks like Superman is off the track yet again. Looks like, yep, just loses control of the car again and takes a good hit from Carlo there. That car is really not going to be in a good
A lot of
state to
damage
think at this
there.
rate. Looks like it could have steering issue.
Yeah, I
Still
think
going for it though.
probably gonna have to pit and repair that at some point. We've got Mantovani, 0.3 of a second behind Di Catania up in P7 and 6. So it looks like Di Catania's got ahead of Mantovani at some point here while we've been looking at replays and watching these other fights here. Mantovani's still all over the back of him.
Yeah, it's not really a position that you want to be letting go easily, do you? Still plenty of time left in this race as well,
A
so
lot of time left, yeah. and obviously double points today as well. So, in the grand scheme of things, if you lose a position, it's better than losing a bunch of time and
Well, with
losing
the
more
amount of people
positions.
on track today as well, everybody here will be getting points.
It's looking that
Um,
way.
'Cause we do have it obviously scored up to 30, so
We got
we'll just
Durazio
have
in the
to
pits,
see.
so I assume probably too much damage and had to pit and repair. So Montavani, part of the EOS team here, seems to have a good handle on this Audi today. We've seen him in a few fights, but didn't really seem to have. I say that he's got a little bit of rear end damage by the looks of it there. But chasing down the two M4R BMWs,
Yeah, we've
jumping
got an
to
Aston Martin battle here.
yep, Palmieri versus Martinez, Battle of the Astons. So it looks like Subarand also pitted for damage, so that will drop him down the field a bit as well. It does look like it's starting to dry out a little bit. I know the track is still quite wet, but it does look like it's starting to dry up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, there is a flight line there, but I don't think it's enough to make a huge difference.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
Oh, looks like uh, Darrell Young in the wall again by the looks of things.
That
Still got a
Porsche,
commanding lead though.
that Porsche can be a bit of a handful at times.
Yeah, just takes it sideways around there. Oh no, not
Yeah,
into the wall.
manages to avoid the wall there. So yeah,
Not
that's
a,
really opened the gap up front though. 12 seconds now between first and second. Still a good gap back to Varagnola in third though. So Palmieri here looking for the opening against Martinez. They go around Sunset, not Sunset. Fourth, I'm lost. Where are we on track? This is the S's
we've
here.
just got through the S's,
Gone
yeah.
through the S's. So that was Clubhouse they went through the S's up towards Le Cop. Going around the outside, Palmieri here, trying to get the cut back. Doesn't quite work out this time, but he's right in the slipstream here. As they head down towards Mineshaft. Looking for the inside.
Can he get it on such a corner?
Not quite
Doubting
close
it.
enough there.
And up
Down
through
through
Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Can he get any sort of run off him up here?
I mean, he is right in the slipstream there. 0.2 of a second back. Obviously, we know these two cars are evenly matched, being the same exact car, so difficult to get a good run there unless you are really a little bit closer than that. So up ahead we've got Marandino right on the back of Montavani again as well. We'll stick with this fight for now. Oh, a little bit of a mistake there from Martinez. Puts Palmieri right on the back of him. Can he make a move up into Le Cup? Again, has to go to the outside.
I mean, we have seen some fantastic moves, but also some unfortunate instance upon that hairpin up there.
You've got the white flag there. Looks like there's a stationary car somewhere, or a slow car. So another good run coming here for Palmieri. There's a head down towards the last corner, Ingwe. Is he close enough this time? Looks like he's actually got a real good run out of the last corner here, Palmieri. Right up in the slipstream. Gaining. Is he close enough? Ducks to the inside. Just early on the brakes there.
Yeah, I mean, he could have gone for the...
Try and keep it side by side there, but it's hard to be side by side through those the Giuseppe sweep.
Well, not as bad as Kota, though.
Nothing's as bad as Kota. I've got a race there in GT4 on Wednesday.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. You know, no downforce around Kota.
It'll still be interesting with my new pedals as well that I'm not used to yet.
So they're both heading now up the hill towards the cop. That's probably a proper way to pronounce it. That's still going for the outside cut back there. And
yeah, I think Martinez keeps taking the inside line up there and making it difficult for Palmieri to really get a run there. Some good defensive driving.
ooh, puts it on the inside though.
Got almost alongside there, and then had to back out of it a little bit as that door was closing. Round through Cheetah.
Head to Ingwe. Ooh, car parked on the inside.
Yep, I think that's Montavani. You got a replay for us there?
Who was it?
Montavani, I think. Palmieri on the outside.
Let's see if you can clip it now. Unfortunately, just get the end of it there. Doesn't look like he has the damage, but does double spin it.
Almost a little bit dangerous there.
So jumping back on with Palmieri, looking for the outside there.
Yep, and that's made this a three-way battle now with Montavani dropping back.
Yeah, so what's Palmieri going to do? Is he going to keep on the offensive, keep the pressure on Martinez, or will he have to go full defensive here?
All neat and tidy at the minute.
Let's see if we can jump on board with Montavani here to get a
still
view
very
at the
difficult,
back.
very difficult conditions down there.
Ooh, just had a bit of a spin coming off the curb there, which will make him drop back that little bit.
Yeah, the track is still very wet down there. Be interesting. I mean, it does still say that it's going to keep drying out for the next 30 minutes, but the rain is still falling, so obviously still heavy enough to keep the track fully wet.
Yeah, just really struggling in this conditions to keep any sort of pressure on Palmieri in front of him. With the Audi,
Probably got quite a bit of damage there though, if you think like it's was in the wall at the last corner, and so I'd already had a little bit of damage before that. Palmyra runs wide there. Does that open the door? Just about recovers. So that's put Montavani right on his tail now there. Would expect Montavani to have a go up into Le Coupe at the top of the hill. But it does look like he's dropped a little bit on the run up there. And now we've got back
Do
markers in
have
the
a
mix as
back
well.
marker.
210, who was that there?
We have a 310, not a 210.
Could be Giles Watkins.
Yeah, that was Giles Watkins though. This is our still closest battle on track, so we will be... Oh, looks like Martinez does have a collide there with the McLaren.
That was Montavani.
Yeah, Montavani, sorry.
Yeah, a little bit of a collide with the, I guess, Gibbard. Not wanting to lose out anything through the back markers. Getting in a little bit of a rush there and a little bit of a collision. Nothing too much though. So we've got a yellow flag for Daz again.
Is that another wall contact there, or is it just a slide off again? Looks like he's heading down into mineshaft, just losing the back end as he comes round the hill there. Waits
Keeps it
for
out
the
of the wall.
M4 car. So, on board with Sarajetti chasing down Christo. If I remember rightly, Christo does have a little bit of damage.
I'd be surprised if anyone doesn't have at least a little bit of damage by this point in the race. Runs a little bit wide there, Sarajetti though.
Alright,
Come down towards the S's.
Oh, looks like we've got a little bit of a pile up here. So currently on board with Catania
Catania.
here. Catania.
So what we're going to see down here.
Oh, was that a back marker there? 66. Yeah, that would have been a back marker there. Span it in the pit lane as well. That's really not going to help him there.
Unfortunate. I'll have a look at that.
So we've got Palmeiras still chasing down Martinez. The Battle of the Astons here at South Africa. We also have Sarajetti still chasing down Hristo in front of him. Oh, Palmeiras does get around Martinez. Let's see if I can get a look at that. So Martinez does take it. It does back end does slip a little bit and opens enough Palmeiras to just get up alongside him and take it as it come around the clubhouse bend. So Martinez now on the attack to Palmeiras. Let's see how he can do, but jumping on with Sarajetti here in the Audi. See how he does chasing down Hristo. Oh, gets a little bit of a swiggle there as they're now heading down mineshaft. Any game, any time coming through the crocodiles and heading up towards Cheetah. What sort of run can he be looking at? Coming down the start-finish straight, can he gain any time on him? They're coming down now. Soggetti's still behind Hristo. Currently 0.4, 0.5 seconds. Braking a little bit earlier than Hristo as they're coming round. Through the Joseki Sweep. Or Jutski Sweep. My brain not quite reading that right. Hristo is also chasing down John's in front of him. How are we looking on that incident there?
Just looking at it.
Ooh, Hristo right up behind John's in front of him as they're coming down mineshaft, heading towards the crocodiles now. Coming around, looks like Soggetti does get right up behind there. Hristo running a little bit wide as they're now coming through Cheetahs side by side. Ooh, the Audi there just bouncing over the curb, but keeping the position over Hristo there. So Hristo Militia now going on the attack over Francesco Soggetti. Ooh, two cars there on to turn 1. 97. Let's see if we can capture that one. Ooh, just had a little bit of a spin there and collide with 878. Massimo currently on chase to Martinez. So now coming down through Ingwe. Are we looking, Mr. Live Stewart?
Yeah, but just have to put it down as racing incident at the minute. But we can always review it after.
Yeah, we might have an incident reported there off of turn 1 as well. Starting to see some pits coming in now. We've currently got 3 in the pits. Just coming off the track there, Marco. Let's see if we can catch that. So coming round Sunset. Heading up through Clubhouse. Just loses the back end from behind him and just takes it onto the gravel there. Currently on board again with Mantovani.
Mantovani still chasing down Martinez. These two have been close on track a lot of the race, I think.
Yeah, it's been chasing him for past few laps now. Keeps on opening up a gap and then closing that gap back up. So some very interesting racing coming out from both the drivers here.
I mean, I don't know that it's mattered too much so far, but the weather forecast is still saying it's going to dry out for the next 30 minutes. So it's the rain's going to get less intense for the next 30 minutes. So
Well, it's been saying that all race, so
yeah,
it's quite static weather at the minute.
maybe it's just been getting really slightly better.
Yeah, just ever so slightly.
I think conditions are better now than what they were at the start of the race, but yeah, it's not close to drying out yet. So we should be
Yeah,
getting to around the point where people need to start making pit stops fairly soon. But it has been
yeah,
wet, so they'll probably be able to stretch that first stint out a bit. Um, I guess we'll probably be looking at the 1:10 to 1 minute 20 mark. Um, but yeah, Mantovani's still right on the back of Martinez here. Just hasn't been able to find a way through yet.
they're really struggling around the track, and it keeps on losing a lot of time there through the first sector. But we do have Bristow looking to make a move as they come through the cop up on top of the hill.
Milosev on Johns. Milishev's got the inside line. It looks like it's job done. There's a little bit of a twitch on the exit there, and that just lets Milosev back through.
Yeah, definitely. Just an open door and just took full advantage of it. So Jelenko currently running away with it in P1, currently 25-second gap to P2. Daryl Young currently got a 18-second gap to P3. And then there's a 9-second gap to P4. So at the front of the pack, there is a nice split there.
Yeah, they've spread way out front. There's no one really close to anyone until you get down to this battle, to be honest. I mean, well, I guess you've got Martinez 1.7 behind Palmieri, and then Mantovani 1.3 behind Martinez. But yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you got D'Antonio here. Currently on the hunt for that P21 from Gibbard. Ooh, a bit of a tap there as they're coming through Cheetah.
Antonio has pitted here as well, though, so I expect he's probably changed tyres. So could be on some fresh wet tyres here. Should get the run down the start finish straight here. We know the straight line speed advantage that BMW has. Doesn't look like it's quite close enough there on this occasion.
But does go for the dive up the inside through turn one. Does make the move and keeps it stuck there as well. So a nice clean dive from D'Antonio there.
Job done.
You don't see a lot of clean dives.
Well, I think it caught him out a little bit just how early Girard braked, and so just by lifting off the brake a little bit, rolling it to the inside, just able to make the move there.
Yep, so the rest of the grid, minimum of a second between people. Mantovani. Wait a minute, weren't Mantovani in front of Martinez?
No,
No, no, still chasing him down.
still chasing him down.
Let's have a look at our leader as he's making his way through the back markers.
What sort of lap times are you doing here? So it's just done a 49.1. Very similar pace really between him and Daz Young in second. obviously, just a shame for the race that Daz made a couple of mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, once you start making the mistakes, especially in a wet, then the time just rockets up. So not a great deal that you can do, unfortunately.
Oh, you don't want to be on that curb there. Gets
Oh,
away
very
with it
risky,
though. Still
especially under
chasing.
braking as you're coming up a hill.
Still chasing down Martinez here, Mantovani.
Looks like we do have Scampini chasing down Watkins as well. I'm assuming there's meant to be a nice livery on that bright green car there.
Quite possibly. But if
Ooh,
they,
bit of a tap there as they come down mine shaft. Bit of a,
this is mine shaft here.
no, the mine shaft is straight. Here's the name for the corner, I don't think, unless mine shaft is all the way to Crocodiles.
According to my map, Manchester corner, but again, could be wrong.
Oh, my map, it's just straight.
Fair enough.
It's probably the entire thing then.
Could be.
Oh, looks like Taconi gets a free position there. Has Watkins does get into the pits.
So we're getting to
Uh,
that point in the race where people are going to have to start thinking about when they want to pit.
Yep, and obviously people are going to be slapping on some fresh tyres, so it's a minimum of a 30-second stop, which we have seen a lot of people spinning as well. So, good time to fix your damage at the same time and just go for that good run in the last hour.
Yeah, exactly. I think in a longer race like this, it's definitely worth fixing the damage because I mean we're not even quite at half distance yet, so plenty of time to be gained. Does still say that the rain's gonna slow down in the next 30 minutes.
You keep saying that. There's no slowing down of this rain. It'll fool you in a minute and just switch to just monsoon level rain levels.
Maybe. I mean, I'm quite happy that I'm in the commentary box. Although I do like the wet around here, to be honest.
I do enjoy dabbling in a good wet race. I think it can be quite fun.
Yeah, especially at Kyalami.
Wet race is mainly where your consistency comes into play. As long as you can keep the car doing what you want it to do every lap, then you're in a fighting chance. Well, because as you see, even the best of drivers, our front runners, have even spun out themselves. So, you know, it's all to play for.
Yeah, I think a lot of that as well is the Porsche doing Porsche things for Daz there. But yeah, you gotta be able to control the car. So
So, Tanya and D Antonio currently fighting it out for the M4R guys.
inter-team battle going on here. Currently a second between them. As we head down towards sunset. So we've got Tomlin there, I think, lapping them.
Tanya, though, dropping to 3 seconds now behind him.
Yeah, he backed out
Oh,
to let Tomlin lap him, I think.
which has unfortunately cost him a lot of time there.
It's good good back marker driving there.
Oh, looks like we are getting to that point where everyone is far and few between. Don't think I have my lazy commentator mode set up.
Yeah, we can keep on it. So just to run you through the standings at around about the halfway point. We've got Uros Jelenko out in front, Daz Young second place, Varagnolo in third, Cruz out in fourth. Then we've got Marandino, Loretti, Palmieri, Martinez, Sagetti, and Gallamini completing your top 10. We've then got Mantovani in 11th, followed by Tomlin, who I think is actually closing on him. That could be a battle coming up. Then we've got Milashev, Ronconi, Johns, D'Orazio, Scampini, Piccioni, D'Antonio, Di Catania, Gibbard just pits, Giles Watkins, Krashanovic, and Diperna. So yeah, I think Tomlin's definitely closing in on Mantovani for P11 and P12. And I think the pair of them are closing in on Gallamini in P10 as well. So it could be an interesting three-way fight. First time we've seen Varagnolo for a while. Been pretty much in P3 by himself most of the race.
Yep, Ivan just been sat happily in P4 as well, so...
Yeah, well, Marandino here, we've seen him in a few fights and stuff, but he seems to have established himself well in P4 now. Good gap behind him to Loretti. 13.8 seconds at the minute.
Jumping on with Milashev. Looks like we do have a drive-through down the line for Gibbard as well, so I believe that could be track limits.
Could be.
Imagine getting a track limits on
we do
a wet race.
do have Tomlin now 0.1 behind Mantovani.
Yep. May skip a beat here again.
We know Mantovani has got a bit of damage. So is it going to make this an easy overtake for Tomlin here? Tomlin having pitted already? Oh, Mantovani is pitted as well.
So, yeah, does look...
Trying to go to the inside.
Does almost get it close. Though. Does have the inside as they're coming down. Mine shaft gets a little bit of a squiggle coming out though. Keeping it nice and close.
Yep, in the slipstream.
Jelenko, our leader, has pitted.
Okay, so we'll keep an eye on... I think I'm resigned to the fact that this just could be a wet race. We're a little bit wide from Tomlin there.
Lost were you about to mention the weather again?
Yeah. So Daz Young goes through to take the lead, albeit probably temporarily. So it does look like Joe Tomlin here is a lot faster than Mantovani. So let's stick on board with this fight at the minute. It's also, I was going to say, allowing Milashev to catch up, but he's 42 seconds down the road, so... So we've got Veragnolo and Marandino both in the pits now as well. P3 and P4. Should let Loretti through for the time being. Joe Tomlin here really pushing that Audi hard.
Yeah, just I think it's just keeping it flat and clean. You know, make sure that you're putting the power down exactly where you need to, and just letting the car pull itself around rather than force it. Because obviously in the rain, if you have that little bit of a lock up, or if you have to brake mid corner, you don't want to be turning because that's when you'll lose the back end on exit. Following closely through here again. This is near where he did accidentally clip the curb as he was coming through Cheetahs.
Yep, looking a lot closer this time around.
Yeah. Doesn't catch the curb either, so keep it nice and close as they're coming through Ingwe now. Looking to follow him up the start-finish straight, hopefully getting him into Crowthorne.
Two evenly matched cars here though, but Joe Tomlin, the faster driver out of these two at the minute.
Ooh,
But
just gets put up there.
yeah, just left it far too late there, Mantovani. Too late on the brakes. And that lets Joe Tomlin through. So next up the road for him is Gallamini. He's 3.6 seconds up the road. But he does also still have to pit, so I guess that's a net P11 really. Net P10 even for Tomlin there. We've now got Loretti in the pits from P3.
Yep, so currently on board with Marco here. Chucks up the inside to Hristo. Can he keep the position? No, does take it wide out there. Side by side as they're coming through Jukski sweep. Through barbecue. Matt's favourite corner now.
Love a good barbecue.
Ooh, Mantovani does get back in front of Tomlin there. Could Tomlin had a little incident? Let's see if we can catch this. So they're heading up the hill. Looks like Tomlin does have a little bit of a squiggle there and causes him to come off the track, so misses the braking point and just allows Mantovani to come sailing on through.
Bit of an odd one, that. Seemed like he was weaving to try and get some tyre temperature, but then just lost it.
And it does look like, while we was having a look at that, Tomlin did make the move again. Yep, coming through the last corner there.
Good overtake there. Right, can he keep this position now?
Well, he's already getting a commanding lead of 2.83 seconds now, so I think he has got that move in the bag there.
Looks that way. Got Marandino on the back of Crozat here. So these two have both made their pit stops now, and Marandino chasing down Crozat. So I think Crozat's jumped Marandino in the pits here.
Yeah, the time is fluctuating quite a lot though. Looks like Palmieri, Saggetti and Martinez have dropped behind now.
Yep, they've all dived into the pits there. So everybody kind of pitting a little bit earlier than what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose with the weather, I think it is set in stone that it's going to be raining all race, so It's not really run the risk of getting an empty tank. So, oh, your pedals are the other way.
Slight technical issue, bear with.
Oh, and do we have a spin? Oh, John's just coming off the track there. So not many fights currently happening on the track. Palmieri is 1 second behind the Loretti there, though. Currently sat behind a back marker. Looks like Daz Young is in the pits again.
In the pits again.
Yeah.
What's happened here then?
I don't know. I'll see if I can catch anything. Come back 30 seconds now. We just catch him going into the pits there. Unfortunately. Dropping down to 5th position.
An interesting development there coming on here then.
Come on. Come off the replay. Thank you. So Tomlin there did take the position from Martinez.
Nice.
Yep, and
Some good
Young
work
coming
there.
out behind Palmieri there.
So could be in for some overtaking then.
Unless he misjudged his fuel. Could have.
It's possible.
Didn't have a long pit stop, so
Maybe forgot to put fuel in.
would be. It's easily done, especially if you don't set up any pit strategy. I just realised my chair's been going down.
So
Ooh,
40.
Palmieri going a little bit wide there.
Yep.
Flipping the grass, just allowing Daz to hopefully get on the inside. Yet Palmieri runs wide again.
Daz Young takes the position. Moves himself back up to P6.
Now go on the chase for Loretti. So out of 32 cars we do only have 23 remaining. So, 9 buses we've got here. 9 DNFs.
Yeah, 9 DNFs when it's double points, so could be some people making up some good positions in the championship order today, just by staying out there and finishing.
Yep, definitely. I think Jelenko will have a nice cushy lead out the front as well in the standings.
It's looking that way. So currently on board with Daz Young, 2.5 seconds behind Loretti, and closing that gap corner on corner.
Yeah, really putting that Porsche to work round here.
Yeah, he'll not be happy about whatever happened at the pit stop, I'm sure. So Palmieri here being chased down by Joe Tomlin as well. 1.2 seconds the gap between those two now, so Tomlin really closed up on Palmieri.
Yeah, Palmieri has been up and down quite a lot today, but still doing well in that Aston Martin in the wet. I mean, we know how much it can understeer. So,
Hmm.
I mean, the plenty of practice that we put in for a previous race to find out that it only rained for 20 minutes, but still.
Yep. All good. Happens sometimes in racing.
Well, it looks like we do have the leader right behind Joe as well here.
Yep. So Tomlin, I want to get this move made before he has to yield for the for Jelenko out in front.
Oh,
Oh,
someone
it's
coming out the pits there.
searching for wet track there.
I mean, with how hard he could be pushing the car, could be causing the tyres to overheat a little bit.
Yep, could have got his pressures wrong. Track is starting to dry out a little bit. So, in 30 minutes, the rain will go to light rain. Or in the next 30 minutes. So, I think we're going to still be wet at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, changing conditions a little bit. So, if people's tyres were on the upper limits of where they should be, they're going to start overheating as the rain decreases. So it'll be interesting to see who's got the tyre strategy right.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think you'd really anticipate dries with how obviously the weather has been. So I think a lot of it will just be a case of just take the tires to the end because unless it starts to dry out in the next 10 minutes, you're not really going to be looking to pit stop anytime soon, really.
No, it's not ready for dries yet by a long shot.
Ooh. Right,
That's
we
young.
do have Daz Young alongside here. We do have a back marker in the mix, and the back marker does unfortunately get in the way,
Oh,
causing Daz to also spin there. Palmieri and Tomlin do come through, so we need to fight back up for that one. I mean, there was already going through the corner as he was under that blue flag, so, you know, it is the overtaking car's prerogative to overtake safely. And that's just taking out one of the M4 drivers. Uh, Ron Connie there. I think. No, 84, sorry. Who's 84? We haven't got an 84.
here we have.
Unless they've just disconnected. Yeah, because we're down to 22 drivers now.
Okay.
Oh, still on board with Daz Young looking to chase down Tomlin and Palmieri in front of him. Looks like the leader is also mixed up in all of this. Ooh, Palmieri and Tomlin having a little bit of a bump and scrape there. Tomlin going into Palmieri. Palmieri spinning it. Tomlin pushing him the other way. Daz Young just getting through there unscathed.
Give me a car number for that one.
That one that just happened.
Yeah.
999 95.
Well,
Lap 43. 42, sorry. Would have been. Yeah, because the lead was on 43, so it'd have been lap 42.
okay.
I just thought, did you grab the replay for the first hour of the race?
No.
Oh, Let's hope auto replay has. So currently on board with Marandino, chasing down Crozat here. Is there a football game on tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be why we've only got 2 viewers then.
That's so good. Woke up,
Oh,
innit?
Marandino coming off of the track there, so Crozat has now got a nice lead in front of him. Looks like we are on board with Emmanuel here. One of the ACRT drivers. Will you be alright if I just quickly nip to the WC?
Yeah. So on with Piccioni here, chasing down D'Orazio. Oh, Scampini, sorry, chasing down Piccioni, sorry. Honda versus BMW. Not quite close enough to do anything here, but keep it neat and tidy. They both do. So come up towards Cheetah. Is Scampini close enough here for a move? He's in the slipstream. Coming down the main straight. Dropped a little bit of time there through that last part of the lap. They've got the leader Jelenko right up behind them now. Still our closest battle on track, this one, so we'll stick with it. Some good defensive driving from Piccioni here. Runs a little bit wide there though. That's gonna allow Scampini right on the slipstream as they head up the hill. They can keep it neat and tidy through the S's, which he does. Get a nice run out of here. Piccioni goes to the inside. Scampini tries to go to the inside. Not quite close enough this time. Keeps it nice and neat though. Gets right back into that slipstream. Coming back down the hill. So it hits the grass. Oh, just manages to clip him there. I'll have to take a look at that after the race, I think. I can't right now. Piccioni gets going again. about that delay there. Just trying to get back on board. It's gonna work. There we go. So we've got Daz Young here, chasing down Marandino now. But he's got 22 seconds to make up. He's just made the move on Loretti. We've just also had a move for Joe Tomlin. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Doesn't look like we can, unless it's coming up just around here. Oh yeah, so Milashev ran wide. Yeah, got Tomlin right on the back of him. And then he got a good run up the hill. Expect he's going to dart to the inside. Yep, Milashev really just leaves the door open there. Job done. Joe Tomlin up to P10. He's now got a 10-second gap to try and close to Ronconi ahead of him. There we are, 31.5 minutes left to go. That's a tall order. Where else have we got battles? This is probably still our closest battle on track, so we'll stick with this. We've got Milashev up behind Tomlin. So let's jump on with our leader for a minute. So Urashchelenko, well out in front now. What is he? 1 minute and 13 seconds ahead of second place. Also got the fastest lap at the minute by some margin, must be said. 9/10 of a second quicker than Daz Young, who's got the second fastest lap. So second place we've got Varagnolo in that Team Shazoo liveried McLaren. Just runs a little bit wide there, but nothing too adventurous. Then another 14.5 seconds back we have Cruzat, so he's in P3. Does look like Marandino's catching him though. You can see him just in the background there. 3.2 seconds back, Marandino. So he is catching. P4 at the minute. And then another 18 seconds back we've got Daz Young with all the adventures that he's had today. So that's our top 5 at the minute. Like I say, it does look like Marandino's catching Crozat and Daz Young's catching the pair of them, but a 19-second gap is a lot to catch up in these closing 29 minutes. But then that last lap he was 3 seconds quicker than Marandino, so all to play for. And as this rain starts to slow down in the next 10 minutes or so, things start to become a bit more interesting. So Marandino here chasing down Crozat. Comes down the hill. Yeah, I think that gap's pretty stable actually at the minute. 3.2 seconds between Marandino and Crozat. Daz Young really closing on the pair of them. We've got Emmanuel Pagano right up behind Giles Watkins now. So down in P18 and 19. This is our closest battle on track at the minute. Pagano runs a little bit wide, but manages to hold on to it. Coming down through the S's now. A little bit wide again there from Pagano, but keeps hold of it. Still, oh, Watkins runs wide, and that lets Pagano through. So up into P18 there for Pagano. And that should be job done for the ACRT driver there. Yep, looks like he's pulling a bit of a gap there, so let's jump back up front. We've got Marandino has started to close that gap a little bit now to Crozat. It's down at 2.6 seconds. So as this track starts to dry, it's getting a bit tasty for the lower top 5 positions. In fact, this is the chase is on for a podium here for Marandino. You just see Crozat just ahead of him there in the McLaren. Then we've got a back marker, and then we've got Marandino. So it's closing up a little bit here. Looking like we could be in for a bit of a race for the podium at the end there. Then we do have Daz Young still closing the gap behind. Not as quickly as he was. It was only a second and a half quicker that last lap around. So might just run out of time a little bit here because he's currently 15 seconds back. 15 seconds back with 25 minutes to go. It's a big ask to try and close that up. So any other close battles on track at the minute? We've got nothing really super close. Ronconi's just pitted again, so that's let Tomlin through into P9. He's closely followed by Milashev, another 3.9 seconds back. But yeah, closest battle at the minute, probably Marandino out in the front there. So switch back to your control.
What did I miss?
Sorry?
What did I miss?
Not too much.
Wow, Jelenko is really tearing up the front lead there. You got some incidents to have a look at, Mr. Stewart?
Just the ones that I looked at before. A 10-second penalty for car 310. the one that I need to look at after the race because I couldn't really make a decision on.
Yep.
So we've got Daz Young continuing to close that gap there to Marandino. 12.8 seconds now. I think this is going to be tight whether he catches him before the end of the race or not.
Yeah. I mean, there is still 22 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah,
So
22 minutes,
time.
but 12 second gap. I mean, at the minute he is between 1.5 seconds and 2 seconds a lap quicker, so it's possible. It's going to be tight though. I think it's going to be tight. Did I give that penalty to the wrong car? Sorry, it should have been car 4. Let's fix that.
Wait 2 seconds.
All sorted with that. So let's get back on board here with Marandino. Still being chased down by Daz Young. The gap now 10.8 seconds. So we'll probably just about see him down the start-finish straight now. Just see him there going through turn 1. So on board here with Daz Young, just going through the first few corners. We got any other battles forming anywhere? The whole field's pretty spread out at the minute, to be honest. We've got a nice quick lap from Milashev there, 150.6, faster than everyone around him, but a good 6 second gap to Tomlin ahead of him. Yes, it's going to be tight as to whether Daz Young catches Marandino or not. 19 minutes 40 left and a 9.4 second gap, so I think he might just catch him before the end. Seem to have cleared them. Switch back to this view a second. Does that fix that? Yeah, looks like it has. Cool. Wouldn't be one of our races without a couple of technical issues. So it looks like the track is actually going to dry out, but it's going to be too late. It's going to be past the end of the race here. So yeah, Daz Young now 8.2 seconds behind Ivan Marandino. We do have Martinez in P7 starting to close up on Loretti. Obviously we know Loretti has that 10-second time penalty, so doesn't necessarily need to overtake on track, but always a bit more bragging rights if you can. Yeah, we just had the fastest lap of the race from Joris Jelenko out front, a 1:47.8. So that'll be an extra 5 points going his way if things stay how they are, if no one can beat that time. We did just have a 47.9 from Daz though that last lap, so could go either. I think probably between either of those two for the fastest lap. Yeah, Daz Young here, 7.3 seconds the gap now to Marandino, so I think he is going to catch him before the end. Just whether or not he can make that overtake. So yeah, Martinez now 1.5 seconds behind Loretti. So this is closing right up here for 6th place. Like I say, Loretti with that 10-second time penalty anyway, so doesn't necessarily need to make the overtake, but I'm sure he'll want to. So yeah, really starting to close in here. 1.2 seconds the gap now. It looks like Loretti ran a little bit wide there as well. That's not gonna help his cause. Back marker getting out of the way there. So yeah, well under a second now. 0.4 of a second as they come out of the hairpin at the top of the hill. Dropped a little bit of time there though on the exit. Loretti runs wide. Brings Martinez back into play here. Martinez runs wide. That could be a track warning there. It's a little bit more lenient in the wet generally, as you run in at slower speeds. But that could have been a warning there. So Daz Young with the fastest lap of the race there. The 1:47.7 as he reels in Marandino. So 3.9 seconds the gap now. Still got 14.5 minutes left to go in this race, so looking likely, looking on that he's going to catch Marandino. Probably not going to catch Crozat. Crozat's another 6 seconds ahead of Marandino, so unless he can get past quickly and put in some blistering lap times, I don't think that's going to happen. Goes up the inside of Durazio there at the back market. We've got Martinez right on the back of Loretti again. Seems to gain on him in the first half of the lap and then loses out a little bit in the second half. Let's see if he can keep it neat and tidy and generate an overtaking opportunity for himself. Yeah, just lost a little bit through the hairpin there, through Le Coupe. Has kept it a little bit closer this time around though. Is he close enough to make a move? Loretti runs a little bit wide on exit there. Martinez right in the slipstream. Doesn't quite look like he's close enough on this lap. And maybe he's just content to sit behind knowing that Loretti's got that 10-second penalty. Just keeping an eye on the times to make sure we try not to miss anything. See, this first half of the lap, Martinez seems to be a hell of a lot quicker than Loretti. It's just unfortunate there's not really any overtaking opportunities there. But it looks like he's got the run here coming up the hill. Goes to the inside. Not quite this time. Stays in the slipstream there as they come back down the hill. Looks like Loretti yielded there actually, let him through. So that looks like that one's done. And just in time, you can switch to Das Jung now, who is within a second now of Marandino. So things hotting up here for P4 and P5. So 11 minutes left of this race. What can Das do here against Marandino? So back marker getting in the way a little bit there. Kyalami, I think that is. Just on board with Das Jung still, as he's right up behind Marandino.
Apologies for that again.
No worries. So 0.3 of a second the gap between these two now. Looks like Daz is really all over the back of Marandino. Will he make the move here up into the cup?
We did really well then to pull it back with 12 seconds on the clock. Ooh!
Collision. He's
We'll slow down there.
Waited to let him go.
Yep.
Good sportsmanship there.
It was done very nice sportsmanship there.
And then gets the job done down into the next corner. So that's Das Jung back up to P4.
It looks like the dry weather did finally come, but towards the end of the race.
Yep, track conditions are now damp. I told you it was going to dry out, didn't I?
Took a while. Took a
little while, yeah.
Oh, 10 seconds to make up on Crozat. 9 minutes to go, obviously.
Yeah, it's going to be a stretch, that, I think. Got Joris Jelenko with the fastest lap again, a 1:47.0. So has Daz at least got anything to give to try and beat that fastest lap?
We'll have to just unfortunately wait and see on this one. Car off the track there.
That.
Looks like we do have Carlo chasing down Kyalami here.
Yep, I think Kyalami might have been that car we just saw off the back a minute ago. Kyalami being helped with the slipstream here from the car ahead.
We'll take it off track again, but doesn't lose too much to Carlo here. Oh, that's Young off the side of the track there. Allows Ivan to take that position back.
We have a replay of that.
I can see if I can catch it in time. Looks like I will. Well, heading up to Cheetah. Looks like it just does clip too much of the curb there, just loses complete balance of the car.
Little,
No damage sustained there, so
little kiss to the tyre areas, but that would not be anything major. Like I say, he drops him back behind Marandino, so another 2.5 seconds to make up to Marandino now. That Porsche's looked like a bit of a handful today. Quick, but a handful.
yep. Go back aboard with Carlo here, chasing down Galmini with Daz Young right behind him, which they'll be under blue flag. Has tried to find his way safely through the pack to catch Ivan back up. Ooh, looks like Galmini left the door too far open there and just allowed Carlo to also take the position.
Yeah, Durazio there up into P12. Daz Young now 1.9 seconds behind Ivan Marandino. So that battle will hopefully recommence in a lap or so. Marandino just did his fastest lap of the race there, though, with a 1:49.1. So not necessarily going to be the easiest.
Yeah, but I would keep saying consistency is key, especially on a damn track still.
Exactly.
You don't want to push too hard, because that's when the mistakes start to happen. And it does look like Daz Young is catching quite a lot still, so
Yep. Really letting Crozat off the hook there. So looking like Crozat will probably hang on, unless he, as long as he keeps it clean, he should hang on for the last podium spot there.
yeah, definitely. I think Jelenko is in the area of actually lapping second place.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah, he is
another
right
dominant
up behind him.
performance. Another dominant performance from Jelenko here.
Oh no, he's up behind sixth position.
We've got Daz Young right up behind Marandino again.
Yep. Now jumping back quickly. As they're coming through Cheetah.
A little bit wide from Marandino there. It's Daz right in the slipstream. Now we do know the straight line speed advantage that BMW has over the Porsche, but then the Porsche should be able to break that a little bit later into turn one as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out here. Not going for the move on this occasion, but look at that extra speed that the Porsche can carry through that corner.
Yeah, definitely. Just keeping it really nice and close up behind Ivan here. Looking for that opportunity to just slip it straight through the door. As we're coming round, looks like, ooh, Ivan just closes the door on Dazza, not allowing him any room to play with him. So as we're coming through the S's now, that's keeping nice and tight. Car park in the middle of the track.
the hill. Late on the brakes, but not late enough. See, I don't think this overtake's going to be as easy now the track's drying out a bit.
Yeah, it could be quite difficult to still find the space to make the move, but it looks like, oh no, does not look for the inside on the corner through Clubhouse there.
Marandino did run a little bit wide there, but not really an overtaking place up into Cheetah. A little bit wide from Marandino now. He's just going to leave the door open.
Oh, side
Round the
by side,
outside of the
looks like
last
a little bit of
corner.
a rub.
It's now a drag race down to turn 1.
Looks like Ivan does drop it in behind Dan Young, but
He'll get a
having
nice
that,
slipstream now.
yep. Does Daz look for to cover the inside? Oh, Ivan does not have the space he needs to make a move there.
Nice move there from Daz Young. Obviously, we've seen him make a few mistakes. We've seen him make some good moves, so puts him back up to P4 there.
Yeah, with 2 laps remaining here. Oh, wait a minute. What's happened here?
Lap down, I think.
Oh yeah, to lead a lap.
Yeah.
It's alright, it's come up
Yeah,
0.8.
So,
I thought,
yeah, Jelenko now has lapped Varagnolo in P2, so only 1 car on the lead lap. It's a dominant performance again. Like, if anyone watching thinks they've got what it takes to come and take on Jelenko at some of these races, then feel free. We've still got space if people want to sign up. All the information can be found through our Discord, which links are down below. So Jelenko now onto the final lap of the race. I think another dominant performance here. Let's just follow him around this final lap here.
yeah, Giles Watkins still parked on that corner of the hill. Not moved past a lap or 2.
It's interesting tactics. I'm not going to have time to do the interviews. I need to disappear pretty much once we got it sorted after.
Yep, no worries.
So coming round Luke up for the last time. Your leader, Joris Jelenko here on his victory lap here. Down into the crocodiles for one final time. Through Cheetah. Around Ingray. I was going to say, is that back marker wanting to do an extra lap, but it seems not. Oh, maybe he does.
Nope.
The leader has finished the race.
So
Looks like,
there's
that
your
was a bit
champion,
tough, wasn't it?
Joris Jelenko. Second place, Varagnolo also crosses the line, albeit a lap down. Just waiting for Crozat there. Crozat crosses the line in third. Next up should be Daz Young. Just comes around the last corner and crosses the line to finish fourth. We then have Ivan Marandino in P5. Alessandro Martinez got the move made on Loretti a few laps ago, and is looking around the last corner. He will bring it home in 6th place. Next up on the road we should have Loretti carrying that 10-second penalty, so we'll see how far that drops him down. I think he should only lose 1 position for that. with the other cars that have
Yeah,
already finished.
yeah, he'll just drop in behind Tomlin there, I do believe.
Yeah,
So
just waiting for these two to come round and cross the line. Through the crocodiles, up towards Cheetah. Looks like Tomlin's wanting to make this move on track, but runs a bit wide. Loretti ran the last corner, followed closely by Tomlin. These two should switch positions once they cross the line. So it'll sort itself out. Tomlin's going to be P7, Loretti P8. Then we've got Sagetti in P9, Milashev 10th, Galamini 11th, Ronconi 12th, D'Orazio 13th, and people have just left. So yeah, D'Orazio 13th, D'Antonio 14th, Scampini in 15th, John 16th, Piccioni 17th, and Pagano 18th, Di Perna 19th, and Gibbard in 20th. So another exciting race there today. Bit of weather thrown into the mix always makes things interesting. Who's your driver of the day today?
honestly, I'm gonna give it to Daz Young. Like, obviously, he had to do an extra pit for some unknown reason currently, and he managed to still drop all the way down to about 10th, I think it was, and pull it back to 4th. So really good result there from him. How about yourself?
Well, I would say knowing Daz like I do, he won't be happy with the mistakes that he's made, so I'm not going to give him driver of the day. I think look, it's a boring decision, but Jelenko out in front didn't. We never saw him really off track. We didn't see him making any mistakes. Just kept it clean and fast, and lapped everyone else in the field. So I can't really look too far past that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
That's just wow, really. Like a full lap up even on second place in a 2-hour race.
exactly. So yeah, I think we're gonna end things there. Thanks very much for watching. We have upcoming races. We have a new race we've just launched on New Year's Day. If you're feeling up to it after a few drinks on New Year's Eve, we have New Year's at Nürburgring. So yeah, if you want to sign up for that, all the information can be found on our Discord. We also next year have our endurance series, or our endurance league. That's going to run from March all the way through to November. 9 races over 9 months. It's looking like we're going to get a good grid for that. We've got quite a lot of people signed up already. We then also, at the end of February, February the 25th, we have our 24-hour race at Indianapolis, Battle at the Brickway. That is in aid of Muscular Dystrophy UK. So we're hoping to raise a lot of money for charity through that race. So yeah, that's what we've got coming up. Also keep your eyes peeled, because if you enjoy watching this season of the league, the next season will be announced pretty soon, in the next couple of weeks or so. And yeah, other than that, you can follow us on socials. They're up on screen at the minute. All the links are below. We also have affiliate links, so if you're interested in buying any sim racing gear, you can check out Digital Motorsports or Mozo Racing. If you're into your energy drinks, you can check out W Energy. All the links for those sites, they don't cost you any extra. They just give us a little bit extra back into the team to kind of help run servers and help host these races. Also, as Corey mentioned earlier, we now are working very closely with Pitskill. So if you want to check them out, we've got some exciting stuff coming with them down the line. But yeah, we're going to be working quite closely with them. Other than that, thanks for watching, and we will be back next Monday with What's the next race in this series? I forget offhand.
Give me 1 second and I'll find out for you. We have got a Mizzano.
60 minutes of Mizzano. So yeah, we'll be back next Monday. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.
Yep, thank you. Goodbye.